Welcome back to Enterprising Entrepreneurs with Darbuka Siva, founder and director of ARTSEEK. Darbuka, I was asking you at the outset, when did you get this name Darbuka? What is a Darbuka actually?
Darbuka is actually a music instrument.
It's like a drum.
The one that you
see
here. Yeah.
But actually, I wanted to ask you whether it was, it looks like a little teapoy,
yeah,
colorful one of that.
In fact, one of the interviews you were doing sometime back, this was placed inside the cover. It was not open like this, and the guy who was interviewing us, he was talking to me, and suddenly I saw everyone sitting down. There was only 2 chairs, and I saw another person sitting down, and I was wondering what he's sitting on. So I said, "Sir, which one are you sitting on?" He said, "This chair." I said, "No, it's not chair." I just opened it and showed it to him.
Not bad. I'm a little better than that interviewer then.
No, from then on I keep it open always. I don't put it in the cover.
Okay. No, but it is, it's okay. How do you actually play this song?
So you can play.
You're the expert.
So usually the traditional way is to hold it like this, and it's better when you sit down.
Okay.
And
fine.
Yeah, and you can take one.
Couple of notes maybe.
Yeah. So usually it's kept on your thigh, and are you a lefty or
no?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other hand will be here, and you need to hold it here.
That's some multitasking. Okay.
So
the sound is different from.
Yeah, that's a different tuning anyway.
Okay, this is a better Darbuka, is it?
This is
you are a better player.
We can swap.
Okay. So when you travel abroad, you take this Darbuka with you to the airport. Do you send it as check-in luggage, or do you take it as cabin baggage?
No, it's a very fragile.
So you can't check it in?
Yeah, I can't. So I need to keep it with me at all times. This is made of ceramic, so easy to break. And this reminds me of the thing that keeps happening all the time. Whenever I put it in the scan, this looks like a very weird thing with the cover and all that. So the security guys usually catch me, and they're like, "Okay, take this out. What is this?" And I tell them it's a music instrument. What? Kya music instrument? They say, "How is this? Open." So I'll open it. He will still, after seeing this, he won't understand this instrument. He'll be like, "Play it and show." So I'll be like doing some informal free gigs on the airport. Okay. So everyone will be like watching me play.
So even the passengers know. I mean, at the airport you'll have a sort of an audience there as well.
Yeah, everybody keeps watching.
They clap. The security guy claps after you play.
No, he actually enjoys it because I am one guy who can entertain in between all the passengers who just normally walk out. So inside he'll be happy, but also he'll be like, he's done his job. Chal. When I'm playing, I can see him enjoying and all.
Okay. He's tapping his boot as you're playing. Interesting. Yeah, but again, talking about your growth trajectory that you've seen, you must have seen a very gradual, slow climb initially.
Yeah.
When you started off, what was the revenue that you saw? What were the projects that you probably bagged? Or did you plan in advance, get a sort of a nest egg? Did you speak to people? Did people promise you something and then you started off?
No, when I started off with this whole thing, there was a lot of things that just happened without any involvement of money in it. Because what we are doing was not commercial. I mean, anything that's not got to do with film music here is unfortunately not commercial. Unlike the West, where all kinds of music is commercial. And initially, all the projects that I was doing was mostly on a goodwill kind of a thing, where we had to develop something like a name for the company. So I was doing lots of work for free, just to make people understand that we are doing something that will kind of change the way people look at art. So that was it initially. Like for more than 2-3 years, I was doing like free
started
gigs.
off almost sort of on a sacrificial note. Sacrifice with rewards in mind.
Yeah, with the vision in mind more than anything else. I was not even, I was not going in terms of working out a strategic plan in terms of how much money I'm going to make after each year, what's the turnover. My whole idea was where should we get in terms of creativity and what kind of
So your
art forms we can
yardstick
create.
was creativity rather than a bank balance.
Till now it's been like that,
It
and
still
it'll
is.
definitely ARTSEEK's vision will always be in that way.
Okay, and now you also have people who perform. You also have interns, is it? I mean, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because the kind of work that we do, it'll also be interesting for some college students who are into the same line of work.
She's an intern now.
Yeah, this is Vidya.
Hi. Do you pay your interns?
I do.
You do? Okay, not bad at all.
Because I really believe when I started working, I was not making any money. No one was willing to pay for me. So now I make sure, even if it's the smallest work, I try to pay them at least something so that they understand how.
So there's some value attached
Yeah,
to it, although
definitely.
you can't always put value at a monetary terms.
Yeah. Yeah, and in fact, mostly people who work here first come here to work out of interest more than the money or anything. But I don't want to take them for granted, and I definitely
You don't want
pay
to
them.
sort of as an as a vertical. You don't want to start a sort of a music school.
That's definitely an idea, but later on, because right now we are concentrating more on creating newer expressions for all these art forms and getting more work for all the musicians who are already in the picture now.
Fusion music is something that you've really dabbled in a lot.
More than fusion, I would say contemporary music.
Folk music.
Contemporary folk, contemporary Indian music. Like Yodaka does more of contemporary Indian music. We could call this is the face of Indian music right now with the kind of influences that we have right now. So similarly with folk music. And we are also working on a new project which will be like Tamil rock and blues. So that's something this is very interesting, and because I'm tied up with La Pongal now with the album and the launch and other stuff, I'm not able to concentrate. But the material is already ready, the idea is ready, we've nailed it. Now that'll be my next project.
Okay, when is that likely to happen?
We are actually planning to get this on stage maybe around Feb or March.
As early as that, okay.
Yeah, because
Next year.
La Pongal will be in Jan, and so right after that we are planning to stage it first. Because whenever we come up with a new concept, we try and do as many gigs as possible to understand how people react to this before straight away recording an album. So
Any interesting incident that somebody in the audience probably said something, blew a kiss at you, or these are, of course you told us that these notes are really not what people showered on you, but and you wish they were dollars, but yeah.
Lots of interesting things. I can't remember anything right away.
Because wherever you played, even at the Besanaga beach, you've had a crowd. These are spontaneous crowds, not people who know, but also people who pass by, curious onlookers. You've turned many curious onlookers into fans.
Yeah, maybe the kind of gigs we've done, like especially when you said
catchy.
Besanaga,
They're
the
catchy
very
and-
same gig that you said, there was one incident where
The one that you started off with? No.
La Pongal, the folk thing. While we were performing, there was one gentleman, I think, who was slightly high that day, and he was going on asking for an old Tamil song. And he kept on asking for that, and he was very annoyed that we were not doing it. And he was just right in front of the stage. And so incidents like this, like while we perform, usually what happens when we are performing gigs, like corporate gigs, there are sometimes where there'll be some servers who will try to bring something and give us. So that's a really funny thing which keeps happening. It's like a recurring thing on stage always, which I still don't understand. They try to bring something and they try to give it to us, and they expect us to take it while they were playing. Like maybe like while I'm playing the guitar or something.
Out of
they keep pointing it to
concern me. or appreciation.
No, maybe they're very their hospitality is so high that they want us to stop.
Thank God they didn't do that to Virendra Sehwag when he was on the way to his 200. But and so, also in terms of your growth trajectory, what about has the idea? Yes, you say that a music school is somewhere on the horizon. What about an online radio station, for instance?
All that is in the plan. Like, in fact,
that's a feasible idea.
Definitely feasible. Like, because we already have the technology. I have another friend in Bangalore who is already doing it, and I was just initially I was planning to start with all the projects that we are working on right now. Like, as in we have around 15 projects that we are working on. So we initially want to start an online radio station which will start playing all these, and then try and promote other independent artists mostly. So that is definitely another plan, which we are really looking into.
And you see the size of, we started off saying that, one-man army to you've got Pradeep, you've got other. How many associates do you have? People who work for you?
As of now, we have Pradeep who takes care of all the music related things and helps me out. And both of us work very closely on all the projects that we do. Doesn't matter if he is part of the project or not, but he is part of all the projects.
So is he your employee or is he your partner?
In terms of the company, I would say he's an employee. And
but
in terms of creativity,
he's got to show salary and expenses. Okay.
Yeah. In terms of creating music, he is more like a partner where we actually exchange lots of inputs for each other. We also have Sudhakar, who is our executive director, and he takes care of all the logistical things and all the back-end work, coordination, in fact, everything else that needs to be done, right from paying bills to coordinating artists to programming shows in the venues that we are programming.
So he's like your CFO.
Almost. And we also have Akshay, who plays in one of the bands that we do, Yodaka, and Akshay is also working alongside right now. He's just planning to join ARTSEEK on a project basis. Like he's taking care of work for La Pongal's launch.
So he's sort of freelancing with you in a sense.
Yeah, to start with. Yeah, he's on more like a project basis now.
When do you see sort of ARTSEEK really going on to acquire sort of a corporate touch and feel?
I think in terms of the way we work, we will never get into a corporate. Maybe technically,
it suits your style to remain the way you are, small, compact, informal.
In terms of number, we would definitely love to get into a team which is as big as we can get into, because we need more people right now. But the way we work is not the way like a corporate firm functions. Like the timings are flexible here. People can come the time that works for it. So the work has to be done.
What about, I mean, people say A.R. Rahman normally works in the night, and are there any sort of superstitions that you two follow that, musicians are creative people anyway, so that there are certain hours of the day or certain superstitions that you follow?
I wouldn't say superstitious, but I also do a lot of work in the night. Maybe because of my stance in the circuit, because I do lots of management work. So throughout the day, I get lots of calls in terms of gigs and also meetings and all that. So nights are perfect for me, where I don't get too many calls. So I feel peaceful to work at night. So more than superstitious, technically
it's a matter of convenience, really.
Yeah, it works well for me.
Thank you very much, Shiva.
Thanks, Sanjay.
I was about to call you, say thank you very much, Darbuka. But
no, people call me that way.
Okay.
Some people know me only as Darbuka, not Shiva.
Okay. All the very best to you, and it's been a fascinating musical journey. I personally enjoy your music, and you've performed at our NETV Greenathon function as well. Thank you very much. More strength to you. May you always strike the right note.
Thanks, Sanjay.
This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.